because when I hear somebody say, "Oh, I hope that the Pope changes," the teaching on women becoming priests, or I hope that the church changes their teaching on abortion. They say, "Sir, I hope the church changes their teaching on homosexuality." I wonder, do they even understand what we as Catholics actually believe, that these are unchanging truths? Do they know that? Does the left know that, or are they just trying to sow division within the church to weaken it? There's a distinction there, if that makes sense.
In some cases, they don't know it, but they think that they can make these changes. Let me be very specific. I've dealt with priests who are on the question of homosexuality who reject the church's teachings. They've told me right to my face. And to be explicit, they say we got to get rid of the language intrinsically disordered. Why would somebody think that's an attack on me, right, to say that I'm intrinsically disordered? They've been trying desperately with Pope Francis, and Father Martin just admitted we tried to get him to change on that.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. And there's others whom I know because I've told. And Martin wrote about it in the New York Times just recently. They want to get rid of that language, so it's stepwise. If we can get you to change the language there, be more inclusive. Don't speak negative, welcome people in. Well, what are we welcoming? We don't do that with kleptomaniacs, do we? I mean, at some point, you see, this is the dilemma that Pope Francis was left with. Did he want to reach out to people who felt marginalized? Yes, okay, some of these people have different sexual orientations and the like. But at the same time, it's tricky, isn't it? Because you don't want to be in the position of justifying the behavior. Because if the behavior runs contrary to Catholic Church's teachings, right, you can't do that.
Right.
So you want to welcome them without embrace. They want more than that. Let me tell you something. If you read the piece by Father Martin in the New York Times here a few weeks ago, he wasn't talking about us. He was that article was directed toward his friends in the LGBT community.
Yeah.
Because they were saying we didn't get enough. But you correctly said, do they understand there's certain things you can't change?
Right.
And I don't know if they care even about it. They keep thinking, if you got a guy like Francis, maybe we can get it. They came close, but they didn't get it. They didn't seal the deal. And if the next pope isn't just like Francis too, they're going to be furious.
Yeah, I guess that's my confusion is, I'm looking at the church from within as trying to be a faithful Catholic, and I believe that certain truths are just unchangeable. So why would I want to fight a war that I can't win? Why would somebody, not me, but why would somebody want to fight a war they absolutely cannot win? There's no way that the left is going to convince the church to change their teaching on something like the divinity of Christ. I'm just taking an ultimate teaching. Mm-hmm. So why even wage that war? At the same time, I think, as I'm thinking out loud here, Bill, it's because that's what prideful creatures do. Lucifer there's no way he thought he was actually going to beat God. There's just no way. He was too smart to know that. And yet he still tried. He still waged war. So even within the church, prideful men who know that the church, they're educated. James Martin is an educated man. He's had plenty of education, or I'm not just picking on him, but others who wage war against the church's teachings internally, especially. They have to know that the church proclaims that they're not going to change on certain things. The doctrine is not going to change. Dogma is not going to change. Disciplines, yeah. Procedures, yeah. But I think it's pride that must, just like the fallen angels, drives them to wage war even though they know they're going to lose. Hey, thanks guys for checking out the Conor Gallagher Show. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, or comment, or whatever you got to do to support it. And I appreciate that very much.